In the year 1806, Henry Lee stood as governor of Virginia, a man forged by war and tempered by politics. He had ridden with the cavalry, served in Congress, and earned the respect of a young nation still finding its way. One autumn evening, Henry sat in his study with two fellow statesmen, Alexander and Thomas, debating the future of the Republic. Their voices filled the room with passion and purpose, but a sharp knock at the door silenced them all. A servant entered, pale and trembling. Anne, Henry's beloved wife, had collapsed. Henry rushed to her side and found her burning with fever, her breath shallow and weak. Dr. Bradley arrived within the hour. He examined Anne carefully, tried every remedy he knew, tinctures, compresses, herbs from the apothecary. But nothing worked. Anne's condition only worsened. By morning, Anne lay still. Her chest no longer rose. Her skin had gone cold. Dr. Bradley lowered his head and spoke the words Henry dreaded most. "She is gone, Governor. I am sorry." The funeral was held on a grey, windswept afternoon. Friends and family gathered beneath the old oaks as Anne's casket was lowered into the earth. Henry stood rigid, his jaw clenched, refusing to let his grief show before the crowd. After the mourners departed, Henry lingered alone beside the open grave. He placed his hand upon the casket and whispered a final farewell. Then he turned and began to walk away. But then he heard it. A faint scratching, a muffled thud, and then a voice, Anne's voice, calling his name from inside the coffin. Henry spun around. He shouted for the gravediggers to stop. He fell to his knees and tore at the lid with his bare hands until it splintered open. And there, gasping for air, eyes wide with confusion, was Anne, alive. Dr. Bradley, stunned beyond words, could only offer one explanation. Anne's mysterious illness had thrown her into a deep catatonic state, so still and lifeless that it mimicked death itself. When the sickness ran its course, she simply awoke. 1 year later, the Lee household welcomed a new life into the world. Henry and Anne's fourth child, a boy, Robert Edward Lee. Henry cradled the infant in his arms and gazed out the window toward the Virginia hills. "Someday," Henry whispered, "you will be a leader of men." And with that, the story of one of America's most remarkable families had only just begun.